Hello and welcome everyone. We are finally back with league racing here in 2S. It is Assetto Corsa Competizione season opener for the 7th season, and we are here at the beautiful South African Kyalami with one of the fullest grids that we have had to date. Let me quickly actually check how many drivers we have. We are currently running with 31 drivers. And, well, we've got one commentator, that is me, Timo. I shall be guiding you through this opener to the season, and I hope it's gonna be fun. So we've got 3 minutes left in qualifying there, and right now Chris Witkowski is leading the charge at the top of the table. Let's quickly have a look at him so we get used to everyone's new liveries. He and Light Cruiser for Trigon Racing have decided to sort of keep their color scheme, obviously, but they have departed from the Bentley, so now our Constructors Championship team from Season 6 is sitting in brand new Ferraris. And right now they're in P1, just ahead of Season 6 champion George Brabner, with another season of the Bentley. A little bit of a different look this time. I think they were blue last time, now they've got more of a black and gold look going on there. Looks really good, and so does the time on the board. It looks 3/10 better than another Bentley, the one of Janne Salminen for Nordic Racing. I assume his teammate is going to be from one of the Nordic countries as well, but we're going to take a look at that later. Now Salminen improves by only 6/10, but it's enough to put himself out of George Brabner. So now he's second with 1:47 to go in this session. And every bit of chatting is appreciated. If the audio is off, please, please do let me know. Otherwise, I have no way of finding out. Also, chat interaction wanted as always. So, let's see who is on a lap. Who can still improve? Chris is currently heading down the mountains into the little bit of a dip, big compression there. I assume the G-forces would be pretty high IRL. I don't know if he took that well. I don't even know if he's on a flying lap, to be completely honest here. He might get into traffic though. He has been, well, a really good challenger last season, but then in the end kind of fell short. Partially on attendance, also partially George was just a little bit better, but it seems like he's getting to grips with his Ferrari very soon, and wants to just one-up it a little bit, and one-upping a little bit is what he has done there, as he improves his time by, I think, 1/100 of a second to, well, improve on the provisional pole position and start his final run in qualifying. Salminen is in the pits, so the what's that time? 1:40.47 is the maximum he can extract out of the session. Now, where is George? George is currently on, well, sort of the back straight, as one sector behind himself, and is now trying to improve on that time. He will want to get onto the front row. He will want to put pressure on Chris Witkowski, but for that he needs to find a little bit of time. Iligna finds himself in 4th, so it seems like he has found some time over, I was gonna say the winter, but it's more of a summer break, and he has apparently won up this game a little bit, just ahead of Chumley, and then it is Van den Hudding, and then we've got a lead silver driver of Jack Holly, currently sitting in P7, very, very far outmatching the other silver class drivers on the grid right now. Now George, I don't have a delta yet, so we're gonna have to wait for that final timing. He's now downhill into Cheetah. I think Cheetah is the death curb corner. Should actually get a track map up, probably. That's what a prepared commentator would do. So through the death curb corner, he does not hit the death curb. He instead completes it in a very safe manner. I think he's very close on his time though, so this might not be enough, but he just needs 0.03 of a second to put himself onto the front row for the first race of the season. Witkowski ends his sessions, and Brabner puts himself second. That is not a pole, but it is enough to have clear air in front of himself at the start. Demotes Salminen to 3rd, then Iligna stays 4th, Chumley 5th, and then we've got Higgins jumping Van den Hudding, so those are 6 and 7. And that was a quick end to the session. Very stacked session. It looks like The grid is, most of the grid is within 2 seconds. It only rips out to a P24 with the name that I'm already scared of saying. Hubert Gidjura? I'm gonna... Yeah, no, that's not... that's not how names work, I guess. I guess he's Polish. I don't know. The name does sound weird. And I guess it is time to go for a grid walk. For that I'm going to have a look at the grid, so I can give you a rundown of that. My god. So Sam getting himself a chat penalty for telling people to not use chat. Let's go. I think I have to go to a different driver, someone who's like top half. It's grid walk time, boys. Are you excited as well? I am. So, first pole of the season goes to last season's P2 in the standings. It is Chris Witkowski. On pole for Trigon Racing, then it is George Rabner in the Bentley M Sport car in P2, then Janne Salmon in Nordic Racing in the Bentley P3. Dominic Illigner for Blitzig Racing is 4th, ahead of Season 2 champion Samuel Chumley. Then we've got Gareth Higgins in a new Mercedes. The second Trigon car of Van den Hudding is 7th, and we've got Jacoli in P8. Nico Veldman is back to the Merc after a little bit of timeout. He has been in the Porsche for a little bit, now he's back in the Mercedes. He's 9th, and Romse Jensen for Blitzig in 10th. Jasper Smelt is a Pro Class driver again. He is 11th, ahead of Tim Kusch, where those two have fought over a Silver Class title before. Now they're both Pro. Also Pro Class is Christian Stricker in P13, ahead of Viktor Czerwinski in 14th. Then it is Olli Stricker right behind his twin brother. He sits in a Bentley as well, as a teammate of Salmon. And then Bas Kessel, P2 in Silver Class, far adrift of Jacoli, is 16th in the Lexus as well, teammate to Jasper Smelt. Paulos Takos, teammate of Higgins in P17, then René Bon P18 in the Ferrari. Beautiful livery on Noppin's car, the M Sport Bentley. Here he is 19th, then Ben Lowe's P20, Jack Bedell out of the Honda straight into the Lambo. P21, Guilherme Santos. P22, Björn Bjelland, aka Toadza, has returned after quite a long quite a long absence, and he's back to P23. Then Gijura, that's how that's pronounced, ahead of Chmielewski. Then Miguel Costa, Mikhail Österholm in P27, and the last three drivers are Jacob Lawton, Federico Varagnolo, and Michael Rainor. And here we've got Jurin Visser in last. He didn't qualify. As always, so we've got 31 drivers, and we've got one formation lap, and then it is going to be a 1 hour race. We embark. So, strategy is going to be a little bit harder to keep track of this time than it is usually, just because because we have changed up the rules a little bit. So you don't need to change your tires; it is no longer mandatory. But the minimum pit stop time is 25 seconds. So basically, if we break it down completely, you have two options: either you take tires, in which case your pit stop's 30 seconds. And you have fresh tires, or you don't, and your pit stop's 25 seconds. And in that case, well, you save a little bit of time in it, but then your tires are going to be worse towards the later stages of the race. I would say it is like a little bit of a tactical weapon. It's just going to come down to how you do in... how you're doing in relationship to other cars. Are you stuck in traffic? Because with not taking tires, you can very well put yourself ahead of other cars on the track, and then just park the bus in front of them, roadblock them. But the alternative is also you could just go for a huge overcut and then just smash everyone with your fresh set of boots. So that's basically a consideration. It's going to be really tough for us to keep track of, just for the fact that we don't know who's changing tires and who isn't. So will be rough. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. We'll see everyone's pace in the race, and we'll be able to draw our own conclusions now. For the first time this season, we are about to start. We've got, I think, not defending champions, but we've got 2 champions on the grid. It's Chomley in 5th, it's Braden in 2nd. Those 2 will try and defend their crowns. Well, Chomley will want to retake it, George will want to defend it. And, the over... Oopsies, here it is. I did edit this time, I just didn't activate it. Traditions. That's great. Thanks, Ruben. I mean, he can't hear us. I hope he can't hear me, because that means he'd be distracted in the car. But he and his Trigon teammate have a Constructors Championship to defend. My God. It really is a tradition at this point. Let's be completely honest there. So, through Cheetah we go, the final corner of the calendar. I need to set up the replay. I haven't set up the replay! Here we go. I'm professional. Let's go! Bring the season on. Can George Bradner defend his title? Can Chris Witkowski challenge again, and this time maybe come out on top? Can Yannis Salmon and, continue steep improvement curve? We will find out soon as we go. Red and Kyalami? Green and Kyalami, and it's a drive-through for Bance right away as he starts the season that little bit earlier, and George Bradner with an absolutely flying start just ahead of Witkowski. Now Salmon looks to the inside, defending on the outside as Witkowski breaks really late into the corner and saves it again. He swings it around the outside of George Bradner, just perfectly carrying the speed of the 2 already come together a little bit, but both keep it on track just about. And now George is ahead once again. There goes Salmon, and he sticks it down the inside and he's getting half spun. Illigna's gonna take the chance. He takes 1, he takes 2. Brilliant start from Wow now as he's up to P2, but we head into Sunset, and there it's going to be absolutely difficult to keep it side by side. We've got Death further down the grid, the 57 cars off. So what's the situation? We've got Chevinsky in 1, we've got Illigna in 2, we've got Chevinsky, right, yeah, Vito. Brabner in 1, Illigna in 2, I'm blanking right now. Chris in 3. So that's the situation. The 57 is off. Let's see who has bottled this race already. I guess it's a retirement. Don't see it on my list. So we're going to stick with the front runners for the time being. Who else has gotten off to a good start? I think Jacoli lost some positions. Oh, Chevinsky was the 50s. That's why I thought he was up front, because because he had returned to the box, and my game thought, yeah, he is leading. So Vito, basically our first victim of the season, if you discount Bance, who I think has left the race. Yeah, Bance has disconnected from the race. Oh, there's Death! There's Death! That's Jacoli in Cheetah, and he's getting all into trouble with Romse there. And now we run down the main straight. I'm going to have a little bit of a look at the replay there. What happened to them? That is replay of Jacoli. Just hits the death curb, gets a half collect. Oh no, doesn't get collected. Actually, everyone avoids him. The Ferrari behind him doing a really good job of keeping himself out of the way there. I think that was Sanix. Yeah, it was Sanix. So good reaction from him. Now let's go back to the live feed and see if something happened in the meantime. Oh, we are in a super big side-by-side moment here. That's Chris alongside, I'm not good with the names yet, Jacoli, who has lost loads of positions now with Romse and who's the Lexus Smelt fighting it out for P9. Valt has managed to escape all of this tomfoolery, and Sanix looking absolutely hungry behind them as well. So the battles of the midfield are absolutely stunning already. We go into the S's, very weird S section there with Jacoli, and he just and doesn't quite manage the position. Christian Stricker now on the outside. He's going to drive the attack up the hill into the hairpin. Inside line for Giacolli. Breaks really late. Parks the bus on the apex, but the Bentley's just gonna take the space at the side of the track. Carries the momentum, and I think he's gonna be ahead. No, he gets all sideways off the exit. So position P12. Well, P12 still for Giacolli as he slowly plummets towards the front of Silver Class Grid after he had such a big advantage there. Now, the two Strickers are just right behind him. Bas Kessel sees Giacolli and he's getting hungry for that Silver Class lead. And if Giacolli doesn't manage to save himself, now he might plummet a good bit more. Ryan Noppen also on the send. Oh no! How did that happen? He gets spun round out of the final corner. We're going for an instant replay. We're gonna be very quick about that. It's a love tap from behind from the number 18. So Jack Bedell drawing the eye of the stewards, I would imagine, but I don't know. Let's go to the front. What's happening here? So we've got Salmon who dropped to P5 and is now trying to regain the position on Chumley side by side through Sunset, but that is just the objectively worst line there, and now it might even open it up for Ruben, but Ruben isn't quite there yet. So Salmon gets to keep P5, but he needs to be careful when riding the attacks. He might open himself up to a hungry Dutchman right behind him in the 24 car, while George is absolutely stretching his legs ahead of Illigner. Really good racing so far, for sure. And we've got 55 minutes more to come, which is great for the viewer, great for the drivers as well. Not great for my tonsillitis. I think that's the right word. I think it should be. But what can you do, really? So there's absolutely something brewing there with Chumley. Chumley probably more under threat from behind than being able to threat someone himself. He is in Flopper Vibe Enthusiasts LP team. I want to wait. Who's his teammate? Is it? No, it's not Sanix, because he's in Big Chungus Fortnite Bazinga. Very good team name, the best team name even. And there goes Romse. He is going to maybe have a look to the inside. Doesn't quite find the overspeed on the Lexus, which is hard because it's a Lexus, but maybe into the corner. So it is hard to overtake an ACC. But the brewing battles are kind of what makes this game what it is, at least for me as a commentator. And now maybe a good setup from Salmon, tucked into the slipstream, has a look, but it's just a kink, not a braking zone. He will need to send it here. I don't know if he does. Sam drives a really defensive tight line, and that makes this move not happen for Salmon, and really he needs to probably pick his line a little bit earlier there, or just send it around the outside, because Sam seems to be in full control on the defense, even though I think he's a little bit down on pace as of now. Also, of course, one interesting factor is that there's a yellow. Who's that? That is Chris is in the pits. No, wait, it's Giacolli. Has Giacolli bottled? No. Who is the? I'm afraid I don't know who the yellows are for. But Chris is in the pits, and that is way too early. So I don't quite know if that was planned. Also, I'm just trying to see Okay, that's pretty cool. The livery scheme for Nordic Racing. We've got the Finnish flag for the Finnish driver and the Danish flag for the Danish driver. That's pretty cool. I've got to give some appreciation to that. Nice touch. Of course, the Nordic country is very known for not completely hating each other's guts. Very harmonic up there. They don't hate each other at all. It's like the Germans and the French. So the interesting aspect I was going to talk about a little bit earlier was that you can underfuel your car a lot at the start, which just limits you in terms of strategy, really. But you also get really fast at the start, and now Salmon and maybe finally with the run that he needed out of the final corner, and I think that is exactly what we're seeing right now. He puts himself alongside Chumley, has to go a little bit wider on the kink down the main straight, but I think he's just going to have this one. The acceleration really did its job now, just needs to nail the breaking point, but Sam is not willing to give this up easily as he has for the past 5 laps, and now he's still kind of hanging on, but I think has to concede the position, and now he finds himself in a side-by-side fight with Ruben van den Heuning, who sees his chance and tries to seize the opportunity. Don't think he's going to get that one done though. We're on board with Ruben trying to find a gap, has a little bit of a look to the inside, and a car is off. Who is that? Oh no, it's is it Higgins? No, it's Taka. No, what? Must be Higgins. It is Higgins. We're going to get a replay of that. He is currently fighting with Sanix there and gets it all wrong on the Sausage Cup, the 2 VVDL. No, actually, Sanik's not a VVDL person anymore, I guess. But they know each other, and now they have come too close to each other. As Higgsy, facing the wrong way, has to recover. So back we go, and he's now 27th. Plumb last. We just heard the sound in the gravel of the 42 going off. It's Hubert. I need to talk it out with him in DMs. He's the 42 car from now on. I don't care. I need to. 42 car and 911 car, please contact me. I need to know how to pronounce your names. It's Kmilevsky. I guess Kmilevsky. I guess that works. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's disgusting. What's going on here? Oh no, I want to watch this battle. What's that? Okay, wait. We need to do some. Yeah, I quit. That's it. No. Just a quick refresh. I like that I advertise this as a game that actually works because, Okay, there we go. We're back. On board with Chris, who is in fact last, but has pitted. I also need to reconnect my broadcasting client. We are back. Woo! Let's go. That is not what I want to see. I want to see this. Okay, great. Waiting for Milos. No. We don't get a Milos no because he's not in the race. But if he was, I'm sure we'd get it. It's Wait, Tilda's Polish, isn't he? Can he tell me if this name, if it's Polish and how to pronounce it? Because I don't think I've ever been so overwhelmed with having to pronounce the name, you know. There's no way to find out. Also, hello Slash in chat. He will Kyal himself. Kyal. It's sea kelp, okay. So I'm really impressed with WoW so far. I'm actually worried that this will compromise his LMP2 time commitments if he's going to be like this. If he's going to be like this every week now. I guess he's working for it, so that probably takes up some time, but it seems like he's come out of the break that was between Season 6 and Season 7, and also the break that was his Season 6, refreshed, and is pushing the Audi to the edge, but right now that means he's only just about within striking distance of George Bradner. But it is a thing though that with less fuel in the car, you wear the tires less. So, the one stop becomes, the double stint becomes more and more possible, and maybe that is a way he can get himself ahead of Brabner. But Brabner also might have to evaluate, do I cover it off? He would be 3 seconds behind Illigner if he was to single stint, and Illigner was to double stint, then Brabner would have to close down 3 seconds and make the overtake, but he'd have superior machinery. That's the evaluation that we're going to see here. So lots of mixing up that we're waiting for still to happen in the pit stop phase of this race. And it's been exciting already. Wait until that kicks off. Now the 87 finds himself off. It's Ben Laws, and we're gonna get a replay, but I don't think you need much creativity to figure out what happened here. Oh man, the car just goes! That's atrocious. I hate the McLaren so much. Oh no. And Michael Reinoer, I still haven't. I might actually have talked to him, but I completely forgot how to say his name. It's just those, well, I guess it's Eastern European or Slavic or Middle European names that just completely catch me off guard every time. Speaking of catching someone off guard, not quite happening, but Ruben has got his nose down the gearbox of a Ferrari. He's trying to drive the alternative line. Sam goes really deep into the corner because he knows that run into Sunset isn't very much a passing opportunity. Bieland finds himself facing the wrong way. We're going to a replay of that. What has Tolza done? What are you doing? Oh no. Oh, you for a cover. Why do you drive? Oh no. He's driven off again. Hi. That is tragic to the highest degree. Drives into the pit lane. And the race for Giacolli is completely fallen apart. He is last now. Oh wait, we're getting a fight and we get an overtake that we miss actually. I wonder if there's going to be rebound. I hope there is not. As we're going to watch the replay, because if there... Oh wait, oh, we already missed it. My god, I'm good at my job, I swear. So Ruben made that pass stick this time around. I hope it wasn't on the main straight, because that would be embarrassing. And there is a send from Kyalami Santos? No, there isn't. I thought he was going for that. But he isn't. By the way, I want to drop some nice words towards Santos, I guess. I never really, considered him to be... Well, I feel like he was always there, but not really fighting for much. But he seems really strong right now. It is contesting the top 3 in silver class. Might be Takos. Is still within striking distance. He could still win this race for class, and would be really nice to see him come into his own after I think like 2 or 3 seasons. Also Chmielewski, I will never not wonder how much I mispronounce it. He's having a little bit of a nightmare in the Iron Lynx Ferrari. So yeah, Santos, exciting times for him. And exciting times for Bas Kessel, who's 4 seconds off the last silver class driver of Olli Stricker. No, pro class driver of Olli Stricker. But has a queue of cars lined up behind him. Takos, Santos, Bedell, all vying for that top spot that he currently has. So yeah, and there goes Takos with an early pit stop. We're gonna need to keep that in mind, as he might be trying to just undercut. Oh, another death for Chmielewski, who that's the replay, by the way. He just goes a little bit wide. car's off. I guess the tires are just completely shredded by now. Won't find much grip on those anymore as he gets lapped by George Brabner, our current race leader. Assetto one has gotten used to recently. Now I think Iligna's made a mistake. He's lost about a second and a half to both of the cars around him. So he's under threat from Witkowski, Formula Chris, who will want to make sure that he is in the running for this win. And Iligna could be, you know, he could be a nuisance. Especially if you think championship-wise, you know, if George is gonna win, then Chris needs to get at least P2. At least. How is he gonna get more than P2? But, yeah. There's a pit stop in the background for Chmielewski. Santos, Bidel, Kessel, none of them is reacting to the undercut attempt from Tarkos. Of course, the dynamic here is if you don't take tires, that does of course mean that you don't get the undercut. Because, yeah, why would you be faster? You don't have fresh tires, they are still bad. And you, well, you know, you just fueled up, so you're just gonna be slower. Undercutting doesn't work if you're not gonna take tires. Which is maybe a way we can deduct who is going to take tires and who isn't. Very likely, in fact. I just need to be good at my job for that. Which I obviously am. I've never missed an overtake. I've never missed an overtake between these two, for example. And now the question becomes, who's going to play this how? The car number 8 is off, it's Österholm. And Mikael Österholm, I mean, he did look at the mini-map, sees that no one's coming, does a 360 and now is facing the right way again. Let's have a look at what happened there. Oh, we just catch the tail end of that in the replay. But yeah, Sunset really is a deadly corner sometimes. It was a slight bonk, but it's gonna cost him like, I don't know, 15 seconds. So that definitely puts him at a huge disadvantage in this race, and he'll need to recover from here. Now, what's happening between Sam and Ruben? Not a lot. They have Chmielewski exiting the pits behind them. They're still just about hanging on to each other. And yeah, the top three are sort of interesting as well. It's kind of brewing. I mean, we're just waiting for the pit stops to happen, and because as soon as those happen, we will know who is actually fighting where with what tools, and what is realistically going to happen before the end of this race. But the top four, I think, is safe to say, have checked out. We've got Brabner, Iligna, Witkowski, and Salmonen. They are in a world of their own. There's a big gap between them and Van den Herding and Chumley. And then it's Veldman who's driving in a little bit of a void. Smelt in, well, not in a void, he's got Romse Jensen right behind himself. And then void to Kursvar and Stricker. And then we go to silver class already. Which is, you know, everyone's got their little gaps, I guess. You can, okay, you can't see it on this you can't see it on this you can't see on this angle. No, you can. I really want like a wide shot, but whatever. And every lap, those drivers are so close to over pushing it on Cheetah. It's one of those corners where you really have to feel comfortable to properly take it. And when you get scared, that's already when you lose. But when you're not scared and you mess it up, then you also lose. So it's just a rough one, really. Like how much space do you give the entry curb? how much do you push onto it? Are you willing to take the risk? It's sort of that kind of thing, and I'm surprised we haven't really seen any one of the Pro Class drivers caught up by it, I think. Well, it did hit Jacoli, but Jacoli was only leading Silver Class. He is not in Pro Class. Actually, let's check in on him, what's going on with Jacoli's race. Is he even still driving? He is, and he's he's half a second behind Taka, so Jacoli actually is in that fight for... He is in that fight for the Silver Class win still, but might just have a big strategical disadvantage after his pit stop. So those two are pushing each other for sure, and that's sort of where Kessel, Santos, Bidel are looking at coming out of the pits. So I guess it's a 5-way fight there in Silver Class. Game audio should be a little bit higher. Hello Biggles, nice to see you there. I guess that's a fair point. I haven't done ACC in a while. We're going to turn that up a little bit to the raw roar of the engine sound here on the grid. So, pit stops. I mean, the pit stops are just incoming. It's the calm before the storm, really. And Sam must have made a big mistake, because the gap between him and Ruben is up to 2 seconds now. He was absolutely glued to the rear of the other Ferrari just until I checked in on him now. And there's a big gap now, so might have hit a curb the wrong way. Maybe I've commentators cursed him without knowing. So that of course makes him less scary for an undercut. And I feel like the drivers are stretching their stints deeper into this race than they usually do with our old rule set. Also, Veltman must have made a mistake, because he's fallen right to right. Oh, never mind. Oh no, it's a lapped car. It's a lapped car. It's Chmielewski behind Veltman. Veltman's still driving in a little bit of a void. 5 seconds to Jensen, who's overtaken Smelt in the meantime. So he did get the move done there. Just needs to keep the position through the pit. Through the pit stops. I really wish there was like a way for me to check everyone's fuel and tires, because the strategy will be very cryptic. I guess as it is IRL, so can't complain there. Ollie has been just behind Tim for quite a long time, and you just keep seeing those little wiggles there that just mean they don't perfectly exit the corner, and then you can't attack for one more lap. And now we've finally got a pit stop in the leading group. So Witkowski's the first one to pull the trigger. He goes into the pit lane, and now he will stand off either 25 or 30 seconds, depending on which strategy option he went for. And that puts some pressure on the others to make their calls quickly. He was right behind Illigner, and we might see an instant reaction, or Illigner's just gonna stretch his stint deep. Maybe he's gonna say, you know, I've still got fuel. I'm just gonna ride the low fuel for a few more laps and not pit this early. It's it's a strategical game fully. It doesn't really matter how much fuel you put in the car, because I don't think refueling ever takes more than like 20 seconds. Minimum pit stop time is 25. So you know, you can always completely refuel your car in the mandatory pit stop time. Now, that is not a consideration. It just comes down to how much did you put down in the beginning, basically. That's the fuel game, really. And then after the pit stop, you react to it accordingly, and you just fill up for the rest that you need to complete the 1 hour. And now 3 seconds. 3 seconds between Rappen and Illigner. 1 and 2, a little bit separated from each other. What does Brabner do? He stays out for one more. Illigner doesn't pit. Salmonen pits. So Salmonen reacts to the Witkowski pit lane entry, and we're going to have a direct comparison between the two in about half a minute, as we are waiting for this man. No, that's not the man. Who's the camera on? Thank you. Thank you, ACC. This man to complete his outlap and to show us what he's got. And now Salmonen, Vandenhouding, Jensen and Smelt all into the pit lane. So I believe I know for a fact. We have hit that critical spot also in silver class. We're gonna run that down in a moment because those have pitted too, but it's, well, most of those have. But for now I would keep an eye on that duel for P3 it is, as Salminen tries to overcut Witkowski, and we are going to get our first impression on who does what on strategy. So where's Salminen? Oh, he's exiting the pit lane and he's well ahead. So I think Witkowski probably took tyres. He probably did take tyres because there's a massive gap and Salminen takes net P3. Maybe even net P1, depending on what Bradner and Illigner do, because those two, if they go for the tyre change and don't double stint, then they will be behind Salmon, and that could be his path to winning the race if he's feeling comfortable on the defense. It's just that's just a bit of a question mark over it, and also I don't even know if this is on strategy, because the gap between Salmon and Witkowski is it 8 seconds? No, we're waiting for, it's 3 seconds. Okay, it's probably on strategy. Or Chris had an absolute shocker of a pit stop, or he just had a bad outlet, but there was no car near him, so I think that hasn't, I don't think anything has happened there. And now Romse is absolutely under threat from the other Danish driver around on the block. Christian Stricker now taking the outside line into Sunset. It's going to be really difficult to attack from the outside, but maybe Romse is going to be a little bit too conservative. Chris is just about carrying the speed side by side, and now we go into that braking zone. Just a normal 90-degree corner. The Bentley's got the inside line. Where are they on the apex? Still side by side on into the S's, and too wide usually doesn't go there. Brilliant fighting so far. A little bit of a whack to the front of the Bentley by Romse. So he keeps that position. Well defended in the end. Hard but fair. I would say Chris just about missing out on the opportunity of jumping in there. And I think Chris Chris has been in this stint for a long time. He's pitted in the first 10 minutes. Now we finally know where he is. And it is just about tailing top 10, I would say. And now let's have a look at silver class. So what's happened there in the meantime? We've still got Giacolli. Giacolli is leading the thing on wrecked tires. 17th in overall, but probably first in class. 1.4 seconds ahead of Paulos Tarkos, but we're getting the pit stop of Guilherme Santos. Soon Kessel must... Oh, something's gone wrong with Kessel. He's completely adrift. Way off the lead of silver class. So our ex-silver class leader is now... he's in serious trouble. He's banned this Tarkos Giacolli. That's not going to be P1, I'm afraid, for Basco. And where does Santos come out? Here's the Audi, and he's going to look out for the McLaren, the green McLaren. Where is it? It is well past. So Giacolli gets the lead, and Santos is now second ahead of Paulos Tarkos, but Tarkos is just coming in hot there. He tries to abuse the cold tires on descent with the Mercedes. He keeps the inside line. Massive space given there on the outside by Santos, and does keep the position well calculated from him. He doesn't go deep. He just knows exactly how much space he can give without losing the place. Well done to him. Keeps P2 in silver class. Giacolli 2.2 seconds in the lead now. Just Bedell and Lawton are missing. I think those two are the only ones who are yet to pit. Oh no, actually top 4. Yeah, Chumley, Babner and Veltman also have to pit. What's up with Illigner? Illigner's just behind Salminen as well, so I think the theory stands that those two have changed their tyres. They've gone for the 30-second pit stop, while Salminen has decided to double stint his tyres, and now I think the last half of this race is going to be Illigner and Witkowski hunting down Salminen. I think Brabner should still lead this, but Illigner and Witkowski should theoretically have more grip and close down that gap. It's 1.6 seconds now. We're going to keep an eye out for that. We are 18 laps into the race, and it is not clear yet who's going to end up on the podium. Looks like it's going to be a fight. We do a little bit of dying. By the way, off tracks, we haven't talked about those at all yet. It's hard to say how things are gonna play out, because I think Kyalami is a track where avoiding them purposefully is fairly doable, but you might have to take out some speed. There's just some that you get when you're over comfortable pushing track limits, like the one WoW is currently driving through. He is navigating that one, and you know, you can go a little bit deep there, and it is kind of fast, but it also does kind of give you warnings. So it's just a comfortable thing. Also, if you ease off the steering too much in corners like this one. But Illigna doesn't seem like he's faster than Salmon, so maybe he's just not able to put down the tire advantage. Maybe Salmon actually just undercut them on pace and not on tires. It's both possible. Maybe Illigna's got slow tires as well, and just Chris is pushing on those on a fresh set. It's possible. 0.7 the gap now. On the last lap, Illigna's dropped 0.5 to Salmon, and the times they are driving are absolutely insane, by the way. I just want to mention. Like, they're doing 40.7s and stuff. Like, I can't do that in qualifying. I couldn't when I quit. So, really good stuff from them. I think maybe WoW is coming into his own now. He's up 5/10, which means he should be on for a low 40, which is also, I think, faster than Brabner right now. So maybe they are putting him under threat now. Illigna Salmon gap has stabilized. Man, it's so tough to say what's going on in strategy. I think everyone should just write me a memo or something. Actually, if there's like an overlay where you can time pit stops, that'd be great. I need that. Oh, got yellow. Someone at the top of the hill. Who's that? The 19 car. Oh, Smelt. He's made a mistake. Let's just quickly check. Oh, no! Yeah, I'm sorry. My throat is just absolutely dead. Must be the partying. Must be the partying. Wait, what's that? Oh no, Chumley is still out. And there goes Brabner, so we're gonna be completely in the know about the fight for this race win in a very short a very short time. So where is everyone? Salmonen leading the charge of the pursuers of George Brabner. Mistake from the number 8. But that isn't too relevant for the outcome of this right now. The number 8 being Österholm 25th. Not having the best of evenings. Could be worse. You could be playing F1 2021. Oh wait, there's a fight between Veltman and Romse. Those two are together after the pit stops for some reason. I don't know if there was some strategy going on between those two, but they are fighting it out for P7 and quite aggressively at that. So we hope we don't miss an overtake there for the position. Outside line now for Romse. Not gonna be able to cut back. Now, where is everyone at the front? We got yellows again. Is it just ghost yellows or is it actual death? No. Oh, it's turn 1, it's the 911 car. It's Chmielewski. I'm just going with Chmielewski now. So let me check on the helicam. What is our situation? 4 seconds between Brabner and Salmonen. And Brabner did tell me that he doesn't plan on taking tires. So I think he didn't. Which means he should be a little bit slow, but maybe the others will be too. Now Salmon has started to fall back towards Illigna, so I think WoW is the fastest in this group right now. He has cleared Witkowski by a little bit. He has closed down 7/10 on Salmon and over 2 laps, so there is just barely a pace gap. He just needs to convert it into the position to get himself, well-deserved P2, well-deserved at the time being. You know, maybe Salmon just puts it together really from now. Where's Chumley? So Chumley's pitting, and he's the last one to do so. He does the reverse, Sam. Maybe he puts all eggs into one basket, and that basket is the second stint. He used to be the one, you know, the quickest pit stopper in the West. He always used to pit instantly. Like, as soon as the window opened, you could get to the end realistically. He always pitted. And now he's waiting out to minute 20, so he's going to lose out to Van den Herding, I think. So, I think he should have tires. I think he has tires. Not Ferrari isn't relevant. It's Lapka. And, yeah, so Sam probably going to attack Ruben over the last 20 minutes. They have fought before here at Kyalami, but that was for a win. That was season 2. And it was quite a contested one because I believe FIA had to make the decision who won that race. I was sitting in the FIA, felt terrible, and yeah. So now Veldman's got a train of Romse and Christian behind himself. Romse is not a first name, is it? Like, he's not called Romse. I think he's like... Was it Thomas? I don't know. Actually, where am I getting that? I assume it's just a pseudonym plus last name. Big Wiggles from Romse. I'm so confused, Tilda. I appreciate the effort, but I don't have the mental capacity to understand that. Like Helmet, but with M and I. But Helmet does have an M. What? I'm so confused. Wait, what was that? I was looking at chat. What has he done? Oh, he's died! Right before my eyes, and I thought he was pitting. Oh my god. Great commentator. Amazing. Am I gonna blame chat for that? No, I don't want chat to leave me alone, so I'm gonna take the blame myself. That was bad. So, 5-volt's having a little bit of trouble. That's Gerla, who has probably spun or something. Oh wait, what? There's a car. There's a Ferrari. What's that Ferrari doing there? Who's that Ferrari? There was a Ferrari. What? Man, I'm so confused. I think he got... Oh, he must have gotten T-boned or something. There was like a red car. Who is the red car? Someone's died. That's all I know, honestly. I have no idea, man. Oh, that was spicy. Yeah, Santos has lost the position and a bit. Oh, it's just her. So just the normal her. Okay. Milewski? How do you say? I shouldn't. This is a Polish pronunciation stream now. I'm afraid. And the gap at the front is really close now. 1.2. Iligna 1.8. So that gap's just fluctuating. I'm not able to make any claims about the tires. Witkowski falling off towards the end of this a little bit. Maybe as pocket the strategy wrong there. And Salmonen just looking pretty scary, if I'm honest. Just looking rock solid. Milewski. No, that's not it. No. It's like at that rate when it's like, if it was like Mlevski, it would be like, you know, reverse French. Like, how many consonants can you string? The French just string 5 vowels and call it a word. It seems like you do the opposite. So, oh, death for number 5. So Gerla is just dying now, I guess. Let's actually watch it. How did he die? Gerla is Miguel oh, what was that? Why did the car go? What? I have no idea. Did he like hit the inside curb? Audi has got some tough questions to answer. I think Costa's gonna retire from this. I guess it's not you know, not really Audi's fault that the car has been T-boned. Can't really blame him. Yeah, so Romse was threatening Nico earlier, and now he's fallen back after that incident in Cheetah, and he is in P11 now, just trying to get the top 10. His teammate is currently 3rd, and he wants to bring home the points. And wait, George and Salmonen are super close to each other. What's going on with Salmonen? He's got a second wind out of those tires. He's just absolutely flying. And is definitely got the pace on George now. I don't know if that's just George not putting it, you know, not putting the proper laps in. But it seems like it. Last one of George was a 41.7, and Salmon was 41.1. Illigna 41.1. Chris 41.2. Everyone's fast. George isn't. Maybe he is really going to lose this race on strategy. Who knows? Maybe he's just out of his comfort zone. But Yannis Salmon, I don't think. No, he has won a race before, but that was ages ago. That was like season 3, Spain. I think he won. And now. And now he's looking to do it again, maybe. 0.2 seconds between George Braden and Yannis Salmonen. They've got 15 minutes to go, and Kyalami is not, you know, it's not impossible to overtake here. I'm going to put so much pressure on him. George's last time was a 42.3, while Salmonen did 41.7. Illigna 41.2. Everyone's faster than George right now. And the pressure is on. He has the experience by now. He's been under pressure a lot. He should be able to keep a cool head. It's just gonna come down to not making the crucial mistake. And it is easy at Kyalami to just make the mistake. I think nailing the curbs is really important here, and they unsettle you so easily. And you have to drive close to them though. So it's you just can't let it influence your confidence that you've got a flying fin up your gearbox. Help, I'm dying. And is it going to happen on this main straight already? I do not think so. I think he needs a proper exit. But can he even get much closer than this? Like, as long as George stays rock solid and keeps his nerves in the corners that really matter, how is Salmon gonna make the move? And I'm sure I'm not the only one who wonders that. Salmon will wonder the same. And Illigna will hope that the response is in some really dumb place so he can get past. He's lurking a little bit. He's using it to his advantage. I think they're all really dropping the pace now, but Illigna is the fastest out of those 3 right now. Obviously, Salmon being held back by George right now. And I think my suspicion is that everyone has got. I think everyone's got fresh tires except Braden. I think Braden has single stinting. Or he's just not feeling the car. Salmon trying the alternative line around the outside. I just don't really see that working. Maybe cutting to the apex, tied towards the end, and I think that's exactly what he does. Janne Salmon puts himself alongside, and that might just be the pass that he needs for a second race win in his career. He's got the nose ahead at the king, but how far is George willing to go in the braking zone? He's just getting it. Bentley versus Bentley wrestle. Salmon and White. He's squeezed onto the curb, and George, a defending champion, holds onto that very nicely. Gives the Apex cheater a wide berth as well. I think he just feels the heat so much right now. And one mistake, and it could honestly be P3 because Illigna is right in the queue as well now. Also, if Salmon makes a mistake, there's the Audi to catch him, and he doesn't want that to happen, of course. Within 5 seconds, the first race of this new season is looking absolutely stunning. And no clue how the podium is going to look. I think I know who's going to be on the podium, but I wouldn't count Chris out yet either. So you know, not completely sure about that, and I have no idea about the order of the podium. And I wouldn't even want to predict anyone at this point. It could really swing either way, especially as we don't really have the numbers on the tires. Now, I don't think Salmon is close enough this time, so he's gonna have to wait just a little longer. Oh, that's a missed apex though, just about. But it doesn't really matter because carries the speed into the corner. Straight after it isn't very long. Probably intentional, I guess. Oh, but the setup is really nice. Later epic from Salmon. And now how much is the slipstream gonna matter? He might even be too close for proper slipstream. And you can see George already hugging the inside line. Salmon then getting the overspeed on the outside. He needs to make this move on the brakes. Illigna is there as well. He's looking to make it 3 wide. Isn't quite alongside enough for that. Salmon is fighting a losing battle there as he sticks his nose around the outside. Gets squeezed a little bit and even holds his nose in there at P2. Now even Chris is able to just close that gap down. It was 3 seconds, now it's 2. It's gonna come down to probably less than 1 second in a very short amount of time if those guys are not going to find a come to an agreement of who will win this race. They will all obviously want themselves on the top step. Now I don't even know, has WoW won a race in ACC before? I do not know. I don't remember one because most times we've had like Carsten dominance. So I actually don't think he's won a race before, but it might come today. 1.2 for Witkowski now. He's just so much faster now. They are holding each other up so much. It's not going to be enough for Ruben and Sam. But quite a lot of Salmon and catches a little bit of grass there. Is I guess put off by the line of the competing Bentley, and he's outside line for Salmon, and he just finds the speed out of nowhere, but then goes really deep. And Illigna is da. Illigna is da. Is da. Great. Okay. So. I would call it a falscher Versprecher, but it is a deutscher Versprecher. Anyways. So. Oh no. And now you could honestly throw a blanket over them there. 4 so close to each other. And competing for this win. 8 laps to go. Salmon is pushing so hard, and every time Brabner just uses exactly as much space as he can, Salmon seems to be put off a little bit and then taps the grass, gets a bad exit, and that secures the position of Brabner for 1 more lap. Just can he carry it to the end? That's really the question. In silver class, things are looking like they are going to work out just fine for Jack Colley, who has well out-qualified everyone in silver class, plummeted towards the back in that opening stint, pitted really early and has now come out ahead and just pulled away from Takos Vissabidel. Santos has fallen down a little bit, but still holding himself in a good P5 in silver class, by the way. But let's bring it back to the top 4, because those are really going to be where the entertainment lies. Could this become one of the best races our series has seen so far here in 2S Assetto Corsa Competizione Season 7? The season opener certainly very promising when it comes to the entertainment value of the racing. The drivers are absolutely pushing those cars, and it's looking good. Next week we're going to Alton Park for a doubleheader, and honestly, with this grid you could probably make Alton Park an exciting banger race, so that should be good. Generally, the calendar looking really spicy. We've got so much overtaking to go, and basically the 2 tracks where you can't overtake are double headers with sprint races. So it's Kyalami, then Alton Park doubleheader, Paul Ricard, Monza doubleheader, Misano, Laguna Seca doubleheader, Barcelona, and Nürburgring. So much action to come. You're going to be able to make so much of a difference in the race itself. It's not just going to be qualifying championship like ACC seasons sometimes are when you have load of narrow, slow tracks on the calendar without much straights, but this season might just be something absolutely special. Also, the power differences just seem to be very, very small at the front, as put on display by the fact that we've got 4 within 1.5 seconds for the raceman, 5 minutes from the end. I am absolutely hyped to find out who is going to win this, and those drivers are gonna give it their best. Let's see who comes out on top. Not happening this lap either, so not really finding a space. Let's have a quick look what's going on here. We've got the 2 Bentley brothers. They are not teammates, but they are fighting it out. And that's going to be for P8, but let's jump to the front of the grid, where Jannis Salmonen once again tucks into the slipstream. He's going to pick the outside line by the looks of things, because George certainly picks the inside, but now Salmonen drives to the edge of the track, allowing George to not compromise his line too much. Where did Witkowski just come from? He almost attacks Illigner there, as we're now within 1 second with 4 cars for the race win. This is some great stuff. Really tight line from George again. He just knows where to put his car, how deep he's going to run, and how much, or well, in which corners it is not going to be a threat if you have a bad exit, because you don't get the good exits if you drive your entry like this. But it just seems to work out. Illigner waiting for that one fateful mistake, and let's hope it all goes clean between those. I think they should be the top 4, because Ruben is way adrift. Also, Ruben is under so much threat from Van Herding, by the way. So there's not just this fight, there's so much to keep track of. Kyalami doing Kyalami things, ACC doing ACC things, no DRS festival, just pure racing, and now with a really interesting attempt from Witkowski there, but a little bit desperate. You could feel the desperation in that one. Chumley right on the back of Ruben, probably with way better tires, and, well, not less fuel, but just better tires overall, by about 40 minutes of race time. Can maybe make that move. Chris ahead of Ollie, and Krishna fighting with Smelt for the last place in silver, P11. Let's go back to our leaders again. George with the really early entry, and he might have overdone it this time, but I say it every lap, and then he still always manages to somehow come out on top after turn 1. Salmonen not half as close as he needed to be after turn 1. 2 laps to go, 2 full laps of racing, as we don't do +1. We just do the race distance, and as soon as you hit the 0 on the timer, the race is over as soon as everyone crosses the line, which means 2 laps to go. And George has just hung on for so long. He, for some reason, didn't seem to have the pace today in that second stint, but he's just showing the racecraft. He's parking the bus brilliantly, and I assume everyone else's tires are just on a steep decline as well around now. The fighting won't help that either. He might just hold on. I mean, we only do the full main straight one time from now. That's probably going to be the best chance there is going to be for Janne Salminen to win this race. Illigna might need to do something desperate. He might also just need to defend this from Witkowski to make sure he is staying on the podium. Chris Witkowski, of course, has to limit the amount of points lost in the championship fight. He is, at least by me, tipped as the main rival for George this season, as he has been runner-up last season. But Salminen also might be a good contender after today, certainly laying his claim well. Now, inside line for George, very tight line, and you can't really run a switchback line through the final corners at Kyalami. Cheetah for the penultimate time, no major problems there. Early entry, now let's go on board with Salminen. Is there anything to be found in this Bentley? How much is he willing to risk? Because this truly is the last chance. Where is the slipstream? Where is it? Oh, he's getting alongside, but he's not far ahead, and now needs to make it all work on the brakes, and he gets his nose ahead. This time it looks different. George can't completely squeeze him off. They are side by side. Janne Salminen might have just taken it on the last lap, and he takes the lead. Brilliant stuff from the Finn. Might just win the race. George now has to make sure that the gates haven't opened, and Illigna finds his way past. But Illigna, I think, with a mistake of his own, now under threat from the Polish driver right in his mirrors. So George Brandner falls in the final lap. I don't think Salminen can really screw this up from here. Unless I have just completely jinxed him, or Cheetah could do it. So it is a Bentley 1-2 for now. What can Illigna do? He should have fresher tires. What's up? My god, brilliant racing, and now let's go to another case of brilliant racing as Ruben defends it from Chumley, and I think he's going to keep that position. Illigna fighting with Witkowski, both of the Trigun racing cars fighting. Ruben defending P5, Witkowski fighting for P3, and I think Illigna might just keep this. He'll have to drive a defensive tight line into corner though at the bottom of the hill. He kind of does. Witkowski with the sand. Who's going to come out and top it? It is Illigna, but he's far off the apex, and now he'll have to respect the space. He goes off track and maybe gains an advantage through that. Don't get an off track now. He negotiates the sausage curb, and the time has ticked down, and Janne Salminen is going to win the first race of season 7, taking a championship lead for the first time in his career. Brilliant stuff, well deserved. George Brandner second, Dominic Illigna third, Chris Witkowski just about fourth, and I think Ruben is going to save it across from Samuel Chumley and come out on top in this fight for P5. Those two absolutely super close the entire race. Well done to both of them. 5 and 6, well deserved. Now Veldman is kind of driving alone, so 7th is going to go to him, even with that little bit of a ride over the sausage curbs. The Schlickers, no overtakes either there. Chris and Ollie. Then gonna be Romse. Romse was right at their backs at the end, and Smelt comes out in the fight, out on top in the fight with Kursva for the last 2 spots in silver. And so it's P11 and 12 for them. And last place is in silver is, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's kind of rough to say where the cutoff point should be. They're both beating the... No, wait. I always say silver, I mean pro. Damn it. So they both beat Jacoli convincingly, but Jacoli convincingly beat everyone else in silver class. It is P13 overall, P1 in class for the green McLaren after some struggles. Paulus Tucker second, and then it's Jack Bedell, the last one on the podium, 15th or 3rd. Then Visser from the back of the grid is 4th. Santos is 5th. Then it's Kessel after a mistake in, what did I say? It's 6th. Then Noppen, 7th in the Bentley. Ben Lewis, 8th. And that ends the race. What a great race. Absolutely brilliant. And I really hope that made everyone, long for more. It's some really good stuff. And I think I'm gonna round it up right here because I feel absolutely dead. I am not 100% healthy. I was a little bit on vacation in the Czech Republic, and I did end up probably getting a cold on a mountain there, so that was great, and I'm suffering through that right now. But you know, I would never pass up the. What I'm gonna say right now is a lie. I shouldn't pass up on the opportunity of commentating an ACC race. If they're gonna be like this all season, I will make sure to make all of them. I hope I made them enjoyable for whoever's watching this back, whoever in case is watching that live. Thanks for the support in chat. Thanks to the drivers for showing up and really giving it their best. It was some good quality, absolutely presentable. Made life easy for me as a commentator. Made life hard for me, actually, because there was too much going on at parts. So thanks for that. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week, hopefully. Right, I need to plug one more thing. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of it, but we are getting a 2S AC IndyCar underway soon as well, while the F1 leagues are on hold. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled for that one. That should be good. I don't know if we're streaming the preseason race. I don't think we are, but next week it's going. You know, we're going to Road America to kick off the season. A lot of familiar faces from the ACC community are going to be in that one as well. I'm going to be there as a driver.